The Philistines cheered and celebrated after their victory over the Israelites. Because they defeated Israel, they were convinced that their God was more powerful than the God of the Israelites. They carried the Ark of God from the battlefield to the city of Ashdod, where they placed it in the temple of their idol, Dagon. When the people came to worship Dagon early the next morning, there was Dagon, fallen with his face to the ground before the Ark of the Lord. So they took Dagon and put him back in his place. But when they got up early the next morning, there was Dagon, fallen with his face to the ground before the Ark of the Lord again. However, this time Dagon's head and the palms of his hands were broken off and lying on the threshold. Not only had Dagon fallen down, but God's hand was also strongly against the people of Ashdod. All the people in Ashdod and the surrounding area broke out with painful tumors. These tumors did not go away. And when the men of the city finally had enough, they said, "The Ark of Israel's God must not stay here any longer, because God's hand is strongly against us and our god Dagon." So the Philistine rulers met together to discuss the problem. "What shall we do with the Ark of Israel's God?" "It can't stay here. Let's send it to Gath." So the men of Ashdod moved the Ark of God to the city of Gath. When the ark reached Gath, the Lord's hand was strongly against that city. The people of Gath were also overcome with an outbreak of tumors, from the youngest to the oldest. Many became so sick that they died. The people of Gath wanted to get rid of the ark too, so they sent the Ark of God to the city of Ekron. When the people of Ekron saw the ark coming towards their city, they were filled with anger and fear. "They're moving the Ark of Israel's God to kill us!" Like the people in Ashdod and Gath, when the Ark of God entered the city, the people in Ekron also were overcome with an outbreak of painful tumors, and many died. They called the Philistine rulers together to try to convince them to get rid of the ark. "Send the Ark of Israel's God back to Israel. It must be returned to its place, or it will kill us all." But the Philistine rulers did not want to give up this valuable trophy of war. So for 7 months the Ark of God remained in the land of the Philistines. Finally the Philistines had enough, and the leaders gathered their priests and wise men together. "What shall we do with the Ark of the Lord? Tell us how we can send it back to its place." "You must build a new cart and get 2 cows to pull it. Put the ark on the cart. With it put a box of 5 gold tumors and 5 gold mice as an offering. Then send the cows on their way. Give glory to Israel's God, and perhaps he will stop punishing us and our land." When the cart was built and everything was ready, 2 cows were hitched to the wagon. No one led the cows, but they headed straight up the road toward the town of Beth Shemesh in Israel. They stayed on that road and never strayed to the right or the left. The Israelites of Beth Shemesh were harvesting their wheat in the valley when they saw the ark coming toward them on the cart. They were overjoyed to see it. The cows came to the field of a man named Joshua and stopped there near a large rock. Soon the good news of the ark's return reached the city, and people hurried to see it, rejoicing as they came. Quickly the Levites of Beth Shemesh lifted the ark out of the cart. They brought axes and chopped the cart into pieces. Placing the wood on the large rock, they sacrificed the 2 cows in thanks to God. All the people rejoiced. Some of the men of Beth Shemesh were very curious to see what was inside the ark. They knew God had commanded that only the priests should touch the ark, but perhaps they wondered if the Philistines had stolen the important items that had been placed inside. Lifting the lid, they looked inside. Each man who disobeyed God's command by opening the ark instantly died. Now the men of Beth Shemesh were afraid of the ark and did not even want the ark in their town. They sent messengers to the people of Kiriath Jearim. "The Philistines have returned the ark of the Lord. Come down and get it." So the ark was taken to the home of a man named Abinadab, who was from the tribe of Levi. He appointed his son Eleazar to take care of it. The Ark of God remained at Abinadab's house for the next 20 years. During that time, the people of Israel continued to worship idols and did not return to the Lord. There are many things we can learn from this lesson. First, after seeing their god Dagon bowed down before the Ark of God 2 days in a row, the Philistine priests had a choice. They could turn from their obviously weak and inferior idol, Dagon, and begin serving the one true God of Israel, or they could believe it was just an accident that Dagon fell over twice. What did they choose? They chose to reject the God of Israel. You may wonder how they could continue to worship their worthless idol, Dagon. Undoubtedly, it was easier to take Dagon and set it in its place again than to put their faith in God. We see the same kind of thing in our world today. Many people confronted with undeniable evidence of God's 6-day creation continue to hold on to ridiculous alternatives such as millions of years of slow evolution. They know in their heart that evolution could not possibly have happened, but it is easier to hold on to this popular theory than to place their faith in God. Second, the Philistines in each of the cities that the ark was sent to all said, "Send the Ark of God of Israel away." Instead of worshiping the one true God of Israel, they chose to get rid of him. However, you can't get rid of God. You can do some things to push him away, but we will all face God and stand before him one day. Third, when the Philistines captured the ark, they thought it was a great victory. But as time went on, the Philistines began to realize that the ark was a huge problem. They kept it for 7 long, painful months because they were reluctant to give up such a wonderful trophy. It can take a long time for people to realize the futility of resisting God. Perhaps God has been speaking to you about something in your life that you need to change, but you feel you just can't give it up. Like the Philistines, you will eventually come to realize the pain that comes from resisting God. Obedience to God is the only way to find joy, peace, and contentment. 1 John 1:9 tells us, "If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness." Turn back to God today. Don't wait any longer. He is ready to forgive. Thanks for watching the Bible Brick Channel. If you liked this video, please click like and subscribe below. And check out our other videos. You can find links to all our videos on BibleBrick.com. That's Bible-Brick.com.